Today is not just a summary. It's not just another motivational video. It's a direct conversation between you and your future. Because today, we're talking about the one thing that decides whether you will succeed or fail. Whether your dreams will stay dreams or finally become reality. That one thing is self-discipline. And the book that teaches it in the most powerful, direct, and life-changing way is No Excuses, The Power of Self-Discipline by Brian Tracy. This book is not about theory, it's about action. It's about building a mindset so strong that no fear, no distraction, and no laziness can stop you anymore. In this video, you will learn how self-discipline is connected to success and achievement, courage and confidence, money and financial freedom, work, job, and business, health and fitness, your mindset, emotions, and attitude, personal life and marriage, and most importantly, your daily choices. This is not just about being motivated. This is about becoming a completely different person. One decision at a time. And if you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe, because here we don't just make videos. We change minds, build discipline, and speak the language of transformation in English that anyone can understand. Brian Tracy says, "The biggest mistake you can ever make is to think that success is luck. It's not. Success is not given to the lucky. It is earned by the disciplined. People who succeed, they're not always smarter than you. They're not always more talented than you. They just have one habit. They do what needs to be done, even when they don't feel like it." This book is for the real ones, the ones who are tired of excuses, tired of saying tomorrow, tired of quitting every time it gets hard. It's time to stop blaming. It's time to stop waiting. It's time to learn the truth. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to become. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Success is predictable. Success is not an accident. It is the result of doing certain things in a certain way, every single day. What does this mean? Most people think success comes from luck or talent, but that's not true. Success comes from habits, from consistency, from self-discipline. Imagine two students. One studies 20 minutes every day, with focus. The other studies 5 hours once a month, under pressure. Who will win? The disciplined one. Success is like growing a tree. You water it daily, not just once with a bucket. Brian Tracy says, if you do what successful people do over and over again, you will become successful. Not maybe, not hopefully, but definitely. Discipline is not a feeling. It's a decision. Chapter 2. Self-discipline and responsibility. You are completely responsible for everything you are today and everything you become. This chapter hits hard because it tells the truth most people don't want to hear. We like to blame our parents, our past, our environment, our boss, our partner. But the truth is, you are not responsible for what happens to you, but you are 100% responsible for what you do next. Brian Tracy says, stop saying, "I'm too tired." "It's not fair." "I don't have time." Start saying, "It's on me. I'll fix it. Let's go." Imagine, a man was fired from his job after 12 years. Instead of crying or blaming, he used that pain as fuel. He started a small online business, and within 2 years, he was earning more than his old job. What changed? Not his luck, his mindset, his responsibility. Chapter 3. Self-discipline and goals. Clear goals increase your chances of success by 1,000%. This chapter teaches the real secret of self-discipline. You need a clear reason. You can't be disciplined if you don't know where you're going. Your brain is like a GPS. No destination equals no movement. So, what does Brian Tracy say? Write down your goals. Be specific. Make a plan. Work on it every single day. Don't say, I want to be rich. Say, I want to save $5,000 by December 31st. I will do freelance work every weekend. I will stop wasting money on useless things. Now, your brain has a mission, and discipline becomes easier. When you know your why, discipline becomes your friend. Chapter 4. Self-discipline and personal excellence. What is personal excellence? It means becoming the best version of yourself, in your skills, your work, your attitude, and the way you live. Not just better than others, but better than who you were yesterday. Powerful truth. Most people are not lazy. They just have no standard for themselves. They accept average. They do just enough. They say, this is good enough. At least I tried. I'm not that bad. But excellence doesn't come from minimum effort. It comes from choosing to go beyond, even when nobody is watching. Think about a waiter in a restaurant. Two people have the same job. The first one brings food with no smile, doesn't care, and only does what's required. The second one smiles, remembers your name, makes you feel special, and checks if you're happy. Who gets more tips? Who gets promoted? Who gets recommended? The one who chose excellence. Lesson. Your success in life depends on your reputation. Your reputation comes from your performance. Your performance comes from your discipline. So if you want to stand out, rise above, and win in life, don't just do what's easy, do what's excellent. Even if it's hard. Even if no one is clapping for you. Discipline equals excellence. Waking up early equals excellence. Finishing what you start equals excellence. Practicing even when tired equals excellence. Saying no to laziness equals excellence. Learning when others are relaxing equals excellence. Discipline helps you do your best. Not just once, but every single day. Because one great day won't change your life, but a lifetime of great habits will. Chapter 5. Self-discipline and courage. This is one of the most emotional and powerful chapters in the book, because it asks you one question. What would you do if you were not afraid? What is courage? Courage doesn't mean you're not afraid. It means you act even while you're afraid. Fear will always be there. You'll always feel nervous before doing something big. Speaking, starting, trying. But the difference between a successful person and a failure is simple. A successful person feels the fear and does it anyway. The fear that controls you. Fear of rejection. Fear of failure. Fear of being judged. Fear of change. Fear of loss. Fear of not being good enough. These fears become chains. You stay in your comfort zone. You say, maybe next time. You let your dream die because you were scared to look stupid. There was a woman who wanted to start her own bakery, but she was scared. What if no one buys? What if I fail? What will my relatives say? So she waited for 7 years. Every day she baked alone in her kitchen, scared, silent, waiting. One day her daughter said, "Mom, why don't you just try?" That night she stayed up crying. The next week she sold 10 cakes from her house. 3 years later she owns 2 bakery shops in the city. She still has fear. But now discipline is stronger than fear. Courage is like a muscle. You build it by doing difficult things. Speak when it's uncomfortable. Try even when you might fail. Ask questions even if you feel stupid. Say no when everyone expects yes. Stand for your dream when no one supports you. Discipline makes you move, even when your legs are shaking. And that's what builds real power. Chapter 6. Self-discipline and persistence. Now comes the most important skill of all. Not quitting. Most people start with motivation. They're excited, pumped up, full of energy. But when the pain comes, they disappear. The gym becomes empty after 2 weeks. The book is left half-read. The business is stopped after first failure. The YouTube channel is abandoned after 3 videos. Why? Because they don't have persistence. Truth from the book. The longer you stay with your goal, the higher your chances of success. Think of success like digging for gold. Some people dig for 1 day and stop. Some dig for 1 week and stop. But gold is found only by those who keep digging, even when the dirt feels endless. What is persistence? It's the ability to keep going, even when you're not seeing results. No one believes in you. You feel tired, broken, unmotivated. You've failed before. Persistence is not about always being strong. It's about refusing to stop. Imagine a boy who's learning English. He studies every day, but still can't speak fluently. He feels like giving up. What's the point? He thinks. But he keeps going, practicing, failing, repeating. 6 months later, he gives a speech in class. His teacher claps. His classmates cheer. His eyes are full of tears. Not because it was perfect, but because he didn't give up. That's the reward of persistence. Keyline. It's not who starts fastest. It's who refuses to stop. Chapter 7. Self-discipline and work. Let's be honest. Most people hate their jobs. They wake up tired. They drag themselves to the office. They do just enough to survive. And they count every second until the day ends. But what they don't realize is this. Your job is not just a job. It's a mirror. It reflects your discipline, your character, your future. There are 3 types of people at work. 1. The lazy, always complaining, always waiting to be told what to do. 2. The average, do the minimum. No mistakes, but no passion either. 3. The disciplined. They don't wait for direction. They take ownership. They improve. They take pride in their work, no matter how small. And guess who grows faster? Who gets promoted? Who builds confidence? Who becomes unstoppable? The one who is disciplined, not the one who is the most talented. There was a boy who worked in a small shoe store. He was not well educated. He didn't have many skills. But every day he cleaned the shop early, arranged the shoes better, smiled at every customer, and asked his boss, "Sir, what else can I help with today?" Everyone else in the store laughed at him. "Why are you working so hard? You're just a shop boy." But 2 years later, the owner opened a second branch and made him the manager. 3 years later, he saved enough to start his own business. And the ones who laughed, still working at the same level. Lesson. Work is not about position. It's about how you show up. No matter where you work, even if it's a small job or something you don't enjoy. Do it with discipline. Be on time. Learn every day. Finish your work with pride. Don't wait to be told. Take initiative. Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. And if you can't give your best now, you won't magically become excellent later. Chapter 8. Self-discipline and leadership. Now let's talk about leadership, but not leadership with a title or power. Real leadership, which begins with your behavior, not your position. Most people think leadership means giving orders, having control, being the boss. But real leadership means you set the example first. You don't say, you should be on time. You show up early. You don't say, work harder. You work hardest. Why is discipline important for leadership? Because people don't follow words. They follow consistency. Think of it like this. A father tells his son, "Don't waste time on your phone." But the father is on the phone all evening. Do you think the son listens? No, because leadership is not what you say. It's what you live. There was a young woman working in a fast-paced marketing team. She wasn't the most experienced. She wasn't even the oldest. But every day, she arrived early, stayed focused, completed tasks before deadlines, helped others without complaining, took feedback seriously, never blamed others. One day, her manager quit. Everyone in the team was surprised when the boss said, "She will be the new team leader." Why? Not because she had the best degree, not because she spoke the most, but because she led by example, through self-discipline. If you want to lead, discipline your time. Show up early. Discipline your words. Speak with honesty. Discipline your energy. Focus on what matters. Discipline your habits. Because people are watching. The one who disciplines themselves first becomes the one others trust the most. Chapter 9. Self-Discipline and Business. This chapter is one of the most powerful chapters in the book because it speaks to entrepreneurs, creators, dreamers, and builders. The hard truth. Starting a business is easy. Staying in business requires discipline. That's why so many startups fail. That's why most people give up on their dreams after 6 months. They don't lack ideas. They lack discipline. It means doing the hard things, even when it's boring. Showing up every day, even when there are no results. Learning from your mistakes instead of quitting. Focusing on your mission, not just money. Managing your time, your people, your energy. Saying no to distraction, ego, or laziness. There was a man who started a small online clothing brand. At first, it was exciting. New designs, new website. He sold a few pieces, posted on Instagram, and waited. But after 2 months, no sales. He felt discouraged. Most people would quit, but he didn't. He decided, I will wake up at 5 a.m., design new products, post content daily, reach out to 50 people per day, and do this for the next 6 months without stopping. Guess what happened? At month 7, one of his videos went viral. He got 10,000 orders in 3 days. Today, he runs a team of 20 people. He wasn't smarter than others. He was just more disciplined than others. What this chapter teaches: your dream will test you. It will get boring. It will get painful. You will want to quit, but only the disciplined survive. Discipline keeps you going when motivation dies. Discipline helps you learn when others complain. Discipline helps you build when others talk. Discipline helps you rise, one habit at a time. You don't need to be great to start a business, but you need discipline to make it last. Chapter 10. Self-Discipline and Sales. Let's begin with something very real. Every person on earth, whether they know it or not, is involved in sales. Yes, you. Whether you're a businessman, student, creator, speaker, or job seeker. You are always selling something. You might be selling a product, a service, an idea, your skill, your time, or even yourself, in an interview, relationship, or meeting. And if you want people to trust you, believe in you, and say yes to you, You must master the discipline of sales. Why most people fail in sales. They get rejected once or twice and give up. They think if the customer says no, the conversation is over. They take failure personally. They don't follow up. They don't stay consistent. They don't prepare, learn, and improve daily. They think sales is about talking, but it's not. Sales is about showing up again and again, even when it hurts. It's about listening, solving problems, building trust, being consistent, learning what works, getting better every day, not just when you feel like it. A man wanted to become a real estate agent. He printed 1,000 flyers and dropped them in people's homes. No response. Then he sent 500 WhatsApp messages to strangers. People laughed, ignored, or blocked him. He felt like quitting. But he remembered a rule. The average sale happens after the 5th contact. So he created a daily plan. Call 10 new people. Follow up with 5 old ones. Learn 1 new skill. Send 10 voice notes. Keep going no matter what. After 3 months, nothing. But in month 4, something changed. People started remembering his name. His messages became better. His confidence grew. And in the 5th month, he closed his first big deal. That one deal gave him more than what he earned in a full year before. He wasn't born a salesman. He didn't have the best voice. He just had discipline. And discipline is what sells. What discipline in sales looks like. Discipline to follow up, even when they don't reply, even when they say no the first time. Discipline to improve your pitch. Are you solving their problem? Are you talking too much? Discipline to track your work. Know how many people you called, messaged, followed up with. Discipline to handle rejection. Rejection is not the end. It's part of the process. Discipline to stay consistent, even when results are slow. Discipline equals trust equals sales. People buy from those they trust, and trust is built through consistency, not perfection. If you show up every day, bring value, listen carefully, and stay true to your word, people will trust you. And once they trust you, they will buy from you, even if you're not in sales. Understand this. You are selling yourself in a job interview. You are selling your value in your business. You are selling your confidence in your relationships. You are selling your brand through your content. And the more disciplined you are with your words, your message, your follow-up, the more powerful you become. Chapter 11. Self-discipline and money. Now we enter one of the most emotional, sensitive, and life-destroying or life-building topics. Money. And here is the brutal truth the book gives us. Most people don't have a money problem. They have a discipline problem. Let's now go extremely deep. Why people stay poor. They spend before they earn. They buy with emotion, not logic. They don't track their spending. They borrow for things they don't need. They seek pleasure now instead of peace later. Most people say, I don't earn enough. But the real issue is, you don't manage well enough. A young man earned $500 per month. And still, at the end of each month, he had nothing. Why? Because every weekend he would eat out, buy clothes he didn't need, take rides instead of walking, subscribe to services he didn't use, scroll shopping apps when bored. Then he'd cry at the end of the month, I'm broke again. One day he read a simple rule. Always save first. Spend what's left, not the other way around. So he started this. Every time he got paid, He saved $50 first. Then he created a simple spending list, needs only. He stopped emotional spending. He made money his friend, not his enemy. 6 months later, he had $300 saved 1 year later. $1,200. That gave him the power to leave a job he hated, take a course, and build something new. His income didn't change at first, but his discipline did. And that changed everything. What is financial discipline? Saying no to things you want now, so you can say yes to the life you want later. Making a budget and sticking to it. Saving before you spend. Investing time in learning about money. Controlling your emotions around money. Fear, ego, status pressure, boredom. When you don't buy those expensive shoes and instead save the money. When you cancel a useless subscription. When you say not yet to a party and invest in a skill. When you spend 1 hour learning how compound interest works instead of watching random videos. These small steps feel boring. They feel slow. But they build something magical. Freedom. The book's core money message. You will never have peace if your money controls you. You will never grow if you can't delay gratification. You don't need more money. You need to respect what you already have. And that respect comes from discipline. Financial success equals boring habits. Repeated. Save first. Spend second. Learn daily. Invest slowly. Track weekly. Avoid emotional buying. Delay upgrades. Say no more than you say yes. Do this for 1 year, and your entire financial life will look different. Do it for 5 years, and people will ask, "How did you become so successful?" And you'll smile and say, "I became rich by doing what broke people were too lazy to do." Chapter 12. Self-discipline and time. Let's start with a truth that hurts more than anything. You can get more money. You can get new relationships, but you will never get more time. Time is the most limited and most wasted thing on earth. And that's exactly why successful people treat time like gold, while unsuccessful people treat it like trash. Why this chapter is so important? Because people don't understand the real cost of wasting time. When you waste 1 hour, you don't just lose 60 minutes. You lose progress, growth, health, opportunity, and most of all, self-respect. Time wasted is life wasted. And this chapter teaches us that the greatest self-discipline is the control of your hours. Imagine, a boy wanted to become a successful graphic designer. He had the talent, he had a laptop, he had time. But every time he sat down to work, his hand went to the phone. Instagram, YouTube, games. He told himself, "I'll just scroll for 5 minutes." But those 5 minutes became 3 hours. At the end of each day, he felt guilty. He said, "Tomorrow I'll focus." But tomorrow never came. 1 year passed. His dream didn't die because he was not talented. It died because he was not disciplined with time. Discipline with time. Respect for life. When you respect your time, you respect your purpose. Think about this. You brush your teeth every day without fail. Why? Because you know it matters. You eat every day. Why? Because you know it matters. But what about your goals? What about the book you want to write, the body you want to build, the business you want to start? Those things die because people don't schedule them. How to develop time discipline. Wake up with purpose. Don't start the day scrolling. Start the day deciding. Make a list. Know what's important, not just what's urgent. Use the 80-20 rule. 80% of your progress will come from 20% of your actions. Focus on the few things that move you forward. Cut time wasters. Track your day. You'll be shocked how much time disappears into pointless scrolling, gossip, useless arguments, overthinking, watching others live their life instead of building your own. Protect your focus. Turn off notifications. Close extra tabs. Block distracting apps. Start, even when you're not ready. Most people wait for the perfect time. It never comes. Discipline means starting even when you're confused, tired, or scared. There are two people. Person A works for 12 hours, distracted, checking the phone every 10 minutes. Person B works for 4 hours with no distraction, full focus. Who gets more done? Person B, because deep time beats long time. You don't need more time. You need more discipline inside the time you already have. Most powerful lines from this chapter. You can't save time. You can only use it better. Wasting time is stealing from your future. People say time is money, but time is much more expensive. Discipline with time gives you peace, because you're not rushing. Clarity, because you're not lost in distractions. Progress, because small daily effort compounds into success. Power, because most people can't control their time, and you can. Chapter 13. Self-discipline and health. Now we enter one of the most ignored but most critical areas of self-discipline. Your body, your health, your energy. You can have the best brain, best dreams, best talents. But if your body is weak, your mind will suffer. And if you don't control your health with discipline, your health will control you with disease, regret, and pain. Here's what people don't see. Skipping one workout doesn't kill you. Eating one junk meal doesn't hurt you. Sleeping late one night doesn't destroy you. But over time, these become habits. And one day, you wake up, tired for no reason, full of negative thoughts, in pain, slow, weak, heavy, and depressed. And the worst part? You did it to yourself. What this chapter teaches. Health is not about motivation. It's not about how you feel. It's about respecting your body, even on days when you don't feel like it. There was a man who always said, "I don't have time to exercise. I'm too busy working." He said that for 12 years. At 45, he had a heart attack during a meeting. He survived. But after that, he said something powerful. "Now I make time for health, because I almost ran out of time." Discipline could have saved him years of suffering. What is health discipline? Waking up early, even when tired. Moving your body, even when lazy. Drinking water instead of soda. Eating real food, not just what's tasty. Sleeping on time instead of scrolling. Stretching, walking, breathing. Even if just for 10 minutes a day. Motivation comes from emotion. Discipline comes from decision. Don't wait for motivation to work out. Don't wait for the perfect mood to cook healthy food. Don't wait for the weekend to rest. Decide that your body is your responsibility, and act on that decision every day. Hard truth. Some people kill themselves slowly with food. Others destroy their energy with sleep habits. Many use busy as an excuse. But the truth is, health is always a choice. Your body is not a machine. It doesn't ask for much. 30 minutes of movement, 7 to 8 hours of sleep, less sugar, more water, deep breathing, less scrolling, more walking. You do this every day, you won't just feel better. You'll become unrecognizable in 6 months. Why this chapter is so life-changing. Because your mental health, your energy, your relationships, and even your wealth are all connected to how you treat your body. And if you don't have the discipline to take care of your body, everything else becomes harder. You'll feel tired, you'll feel low, you'll feel distracted, you'll feel heavy, not just in body, but in spirit. But when your body is alive, clean, and strong, your mind becomes a weapon. Your emotions become stable. Your presence becomes powerful. Chapter 14. Self-Discipline and Happiness. Let's begin with a question that millions of people ask every day. Why am I not happy? Some people are rich but still feel empty. Some are successful but feel broken. Some are surrounded by people, yet they feel completely alone. This chapter reveals a hard truth most people never learn. Happiness does not come from pleasure. It comes from purpose. Why most people stay unhappy? Because they keep looking for temporary comfort instead of building long-term peace. People think happiness comes from watching a movie, eating tasty food, sleeping late, buying something expensive, getting likes on social media, escaping hard things. These moments feel nice, they feel fun, but they don't last. The moment they end, you feel the same again. Or even worse, because now you've escaped the pain, not solved it. Truth from this chapter. Real happiness comes from doing what is right, not what is easy. It comes from living with purpose, being proud of your effort, taking care of your responsibilities, knowing you are growing, knowing you didn't run from the hard thing, knowing you showed up even when you didn't feel like it. There was a young woman who always said, "I just want to be happy." She chased excitement every day, watched Netflix all night, ate junk food whenever sad, spent money on things she didn't need, skipped her goals when they felt hard, blamed others when things went wrong. She smiled in pictures, but inside, she felt miserable, tired, and lost. One day she decided to make one change. I will not do what's easy. I will do what's right, even when it's boring, even when no one is watching. She started, waking up early, going for walks, writing her thoughts, saying no to junk, reading for 10 minutes, keeping promises to herself, fixing her finances slowly, helping someone without expecting anything. After 2 months, her life didn't look completely different, but she felt completely different. She wasn't always smiling, but she was proud. She was growing. She was healing. And that is real happiness. It's not about forcing yourself to be happy. It's about removing the things that steal your peace and building habits that make you feel alive again. Here's what discipline looks like in daily life. Saying no to people who drain your energy. Ending a toxic relationship, even if it's hard. Facing the pain instead of hiding from it. Cleaning your room even when you're tired. Sticking to your bedtime even when you want to scroll. Going to the gym even when it's raining. Reading a page of a good book instead of watching 10 reels. Apologizing when you're wrong, even if your ego is screaming. Speaking your truth, even if your voice shakes. These small choices don't look like happiness, but they build the foundation of happiness. Because deep inside you, you know, I'm not running anymore, I'm building. Why most people never feel happy? Because they want quick relief instead of real results. They want to feel good right now. But true happiness comes from building a life that you're proud to wake up in. It's not about doing what feels good in the moment. It's about doing what's good for your future self. That is happiness. That is self-love. That is discipline. Chapter 15. Self-discipline and peace of mind. Now we go even deeper, into something many people never talk about: inner peace. You can have a house, car, followers, degrees. But if your mind is not at peace, none of it matters. And in this world of constant noise, comparison, and distraction, peace is not found accidentally. It is created intentionally through self-discipline. What steals your peace? Lying to yourself. Saying yes when you want to say no. Pretending to be someone you're not. Living for others' approval. Avoiding problems instead of solving them. Gossiping. Regret from the past. Anxiety about the future. Feeling guilty for what you didn't do. Feeling stuck in who you're not becoming. And here's what this chapter teaches. The fastest way to peace is truth. And the strongest way to truth is discipline. A man always looked confident. Strong body, loud voice, smiling face. But at night, he couldn't sleep. His thoughts screamed. He felt fake. Why? Because he was living a lie. He was in a relationship he didn't want, working a job he hated, telling people he was okay, but inside he was drowning. One day, he did something most people don't. He told the truth. First to himself. He said, "I'm not okay. I'm tired of pretending. I want peace more than attention." Then he took action. He left the relationship. He quit the job and took a smaller one that gave him space to breathe. He deleted toxic apps. He stopped talking to people who only brought drama. He spent time alone, walking, thinking, journaling. He created a small morning routine. Stretch, breathe, water, gratitude. Weeks passed, then months. He still had problems. But he had peace, because he was living in alignment with his truth. What is self-discipline for peace of mind? Discipline to speak the truth, even when it's hard. Discipline to control your reaction. Not every fight needs a reply. Discipline to clean your environment. Mess outside creates mess inside. Discipline to disconnect. Not everything needs your attention. Discipline to forgive. Not for them, but for your own peace. Discipline to say, "I was wrong," instead of fighting to be right. Discipline to stop lying to yourself. You can't have peace if you keep running. You can't have peace if you're not proud of your daily choices. That's why discipline brings peace. It helps you. End what you should have ended long ago. Fix what you've been avoiding. Build the habits that clean your thoughts. Feel confident in who you are, not who you pretend to be. Example: turning off your phone 1 hour before bed. Deleting contacts that make your heart heavy. Taking 5 minutes to breathe deeply. Drinking water after waking up. Doing a digital detox once a week. Saying thank you to someone. Apologizing to someone you hurt. Going for a walk in silence. Writing your thoughts in a journal without judging yourself. These small disciplines create inner order, and inner order becomes peace of mind. Chapter 16. Self-discipline and character. Let's begin with one of the deepest truths in life. Character is not who you are when people are watching. It's who you are when no one is watching. In a world where everyone is trying to look good, this chapter teaches us how to be good. By building a strong inner character through self-discipline. Character is keeping your promise even when it's difficult. Being honest even when lying would protect you. Doing the right thing even when nobody will clap for you. Owning your mistakes instead of blaming others. Living with values, not just emotions. Being consistent, humble, and truthful. Even in silence. A man found a wallet on the road. It had no ID, no phone number, but it had cash. $400. He needed the money badly. His rent was due. He was behind on bills. No one saw him pick it up. He could have taken it and walked away. But he didn't. He went to the police station, left the wallet there. He walked back home with empty pockets, but a full heart. That night, he slept peacefully, because his character was still clean. A week later, the wallet owner found him and offered him a job in his company. Why? Because the owner said, "If you can be honest with a wallet, I know I can trust you with my business." That's character. And character is built through discipline. Without discipline, you say things you later regret. You make decisions just to please others. You break promises to yourself. You choose comfort over truth. You react instead of respond. But with discipline, you stay calm under pressure. You tell the truth, even when it's scary. You live with consistency, not mood. You sleep peacefully, knowing you're living with integrity. Saying no to gossip, even if others are laughing. Admitting your mistake instead of blaming others. Not cheating on a test, even if everyone else is doing it. Returning extra change at the grocery store. Speaking kindly when someone insults you. Saying sorry when you know you were wrong. Walking away from drama, not into it. Keeping your word, even when it's hard. These small acts may look like nothing, but they build a powerful human being. Someone who trusts themselves and who others respect without asking for it. What happens when you have strong character? You attract better people. You lose the need to impress. You feel stronger inside. You sleep without guilt. You don't fear judgment. You become unshakable. And most of all, you respect yourself. Because you know, I am not perfect, but I am honest. I am consistent. I am disciplined. That is power. Chapter 17. Self-discipline and willpower. Let's now go deeper into the engine behind all discipline. Something called willpower. Willpower is the ability to say no when you want to say yes. Stay calm when your mind is screaming. Do what you planned, not what you feel. Control yourself in the moment to protect your future. Willpower is the muscle of your mind. And like any muscle, it gets stronger the more you train it. Why most people fail without willpower? Because emotions are powerful. You feel angry. You shout. You feel bored. You scroll. You feel tired. You quit. You feel tempted. You give in. You feel lonely. You go back to the wrong person. You feel jealous. You speak poison. But feelings are temporary. Discipline is permanent. Willpower is what creates the space between emotion and reaction. It allows you to say, yes, I feel this, but I don't need to act on it. That's maturity. That's power. Imagine, a young man wanted to quit sugar. He promised himself, no desserts for 30 days. But on day 4, his friends invited him to a birthday party. The table was full of sweets, cake, ice cream, chocolate, donuts. His mind screamed, just one bite won't hurt. You've been good. You deserve it. He was sweating. Everyone was watching. But he said, no thanks, I'm staying disciplined. He went home hungry, but proud. Day 30 came. He didn't just lose weight. He gained control over his own mind. That's willpower. How to strengthen your willpower. Daily delay gratification. Wait 5 minutes before reacting to anything emotional. Practice saying no. Even in small things. Build your self-denial muscle. Stick to micro-promises. If you say, "I'll read 1 page," read it. If you say, "I'll drink 1 glass of water," drink it. Start with small wins. Track your wins. Write down each time you control yourself. Rest properly. Willpower gets weaker when you're tired. Protect your energy. Control your environment. Don't fight temptation. Remove it. Meditate, breathe, reflect. Even 2 minutes of silence can give your brain the space to choose the better path. Why willpower is a superpower? Because it makes you the master of yourself. You're no longer ruled by food, or by other people's moods, or by your phone, or by your fears, or by your past. You become someone who can. Focus deeply. Keep promises. Make progress. Win, not just once, but daily. That's what willpower gives you. Chapter 18. Self-discipline and goal setting. This chapter is the bridge between discipline and results. Because if you don't know where you're going, you'll end up anywhere. Or nowhere. Discipline without direction is wasted energy. This chapter teaches how to turn your energy into achievement by setting clear, powerful, and meaningful goals. Why most people fail at goals. They never write them down. They are too vague. I want to be successful. They don't have deadlines. They don't track progress. They give up when it gets boring. They confuse wishes with goals. A goal is not a fantasy. A goal is a decision, backed by action, measured by time. A woman always said, "Someday I want to write a book." But someday never came. Until one day she learned the real meaning of goal setting. She changed her dream into a clear goal. I will write 500 words every morning at 7 a.m. starting tomorrow. My first draft will be complete in 60 days. She wrote every day, even when tired, even when uninspired, even when she hated what she wrote. Day 60, her first draft was complete. 6 months later, her book was published. She didn't get there by dreaming. She got there by discipline plus goals plus daily action. How to set goals with discipline. Be specific. Instead of "I want to lose weight," "I want to lose 5 kilograms in 8 weeks." Set a deadline. A goal without a time limit is a wish. Write it down, not in your head. On paper. Break into small steps. Big goals are scary. Small daily steps build momentum. Visualize it daily. See it, feel it, become it. Review weekly. Ask, what did I do this week? Am I on track? Adjust, but don't quit. Change the method, not the mission. Why discipline is the backbone of every goal. Because goals are exciting in the beginning. But only discipline can carry you through the boring middle. There will be days when you feel stuck, see no results, want to quit, compare yourself to others, doubt your abilities. But discipline says, I didn't come this far to stop now. You've now reached the end of one of the most powerful, emotional, and life-changing books ever written. You've learned how discipline changes your health, money, focus, relationships, and dreams. That motivation comes and goes, but discipline stays. That you don't need luck or talent to win. You just need the strength to do the right thing. Even when it's hard, you are not weak. You are powerful beyond imagination. And every single day is a new chance to prove it. This book is not entertainment. This book is a mirror, a guide, a challenge, and a gift. Now it's your turn. No more excuses, no more waiting, no more blaming. Start today, build discipline, and become unstoppable. God bless you. May you rise higher than you ever thought possible. May you become a person of character, peace, and power. And may you walk this life with your head held high. Not because it was easy, but because you had the discipline to keep going when others gave up. This was your time. Now it's your turn, and you are ready.